Coming to you live. Yo, motherfucker, yo, motherfucker, yo, yo, motherfucker, yo, motherfucker, yo, yo, motherfucker, yo, motherfucker, yo, 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 motherfucker, yo, yo, motherfucker, yo, mother, yo. Can you hear me now? I said, I hit the wrong one. What did you just do?
Please tell me that's on camera. Please tell me that's on camera. I probably busted somebody.
No, you're good. You ain't.
Warning, the contents of this podcast are informational in nature, and neither Chaim, nor Kel, nor I, nor Random Realness is engaged in the provision of legal, tax, or any other advice. You should seek your own advice from professional advisors, including lawyers and accountants, regarding the legal, tax, and financial implications of any financial decision you contemplate. Additionally, the information shared on this podcast is not intended to be a substitution for diagnosis, treatment, or informed professional advice. You should not take any action or avoid taking any action without consulting with a qualified mental health professional.
Welcome to the show, Random Realness, episode motherfucking
54.
54. Money clothes, 54s. This nigga just broke his nose. I'm your host, James. Here with my co-host, J. White.
Yeah,
How you doing, boy?
I'm doing good.
And my other co-host, Kelly Kel. What up, girl? How you guys doing?
I'm trying to recover right now. Yeah. Anyway.
Y'all just saw what happened. They knocked a tooth out.
We got a concussion over on aisle one.
Oh, God. How you doing, Kel?
I'm doing cool. I found out this weekend that I disappointed my dad with the...
It's okay.
No,
we always disappoint our parents,
No. You say that because you picked the right team.
Oh, what do you mean?
He's a diehard Michigan fan. And I said UW because it's the home team. Boy, was that phone call.
Yeah.
He don't hold back either. So,
He let you know about it?
He made sure I know about it.
So I was
and
like,
you too, fuck Nick.
100. I was like, well, if they're going to blitz Penix, he's going to know what to do.
He said it's just the dink and dunk. Dink and dunk.
Hold on. The dude from Idaho, Loveland.
Oh, man. I don't
From
even
Michigan.
know.
Okay, so number 18 from Michigan.
Yeah.
If you watch any and all highlights, he has to be one of the most underrated tight ends in the sense of just blocking.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal blocker. Phenomenal. He was a game changer.
Okay,
but it's not on the stat sheet.
Do you know where he's from in Idaho? Because
Gooding.
That makes sense.
Can I give you one little bit of props, cousin?
What up?
You did say they're going to have to run the ball. And I wouldn't even say that they had to run the ball. They just couldn't stop running the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga had 89 yards on 2 carries and 2 touchdowns.
They had 153 yards in the first quarter rushing.
It was crazy. They was going crazy.
Yeah,
their blocking was phenomenal.
And that's, like I said, their defense. A lot of people are saying that number 0 kid. Fuck, I can't pronounce his name. Like Nestraz. His name's wild, Nestrazile or some shit like that.
Yeah, I call him Mr. Zero.
That was the name of Nas' third album, wasn't it?
Bro, okay.
Some Nostradamus or something?
No, that's Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. I hate this thing. Anyways, he's number 0.
Know his name. It was something. Egyptian as fuck.
A lot of people are saying that he is the best defensive player in Michigan history after Charles Woodson.
Okay.
And Charles Woodson won Heisman, so I'm like, okay, that's fire. But that's what I'm saying. Their defensive backs are just nice. Like, I get Washington's wide receiving core is nice, but if they just, I think we all can agree Alabama always gets the best athletes
Yeah.
At the athlete positions, they always have the best.
Yeah.
Like,
Georgia won it.
But you know, for the most part,
yeah.
SEC's getting them, and so if you just locked up, I don't want to say locked up, but if you just beat a SEC team,
yep.
and like held them under what they hold them under 25.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Bama,
20 to 27
yeah.
was the game, yeah.
So it's like, if you're doing that, I think you're going to do that to any Pac-12 team. You know,
I think the trenches is where it was different, though. I think it was just the line.
Oh, yeah.
The
The defensive line,
is what
they
made
only
the
rushed
difference.
forward like the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. My little brother was talking about, oh, yeah, honestly, Penix is just nice, and their wide receiving core is like one of the best, and their offensive line's the best in the, and this is the day as the game's starting. Offensive line's the best in the league, so they're marching right now. It might be a long game for Michigan.
Okay, damn. To add to that,
that was for you. He was talking to you specifically.
Is fucking.
You know who you are.
Washington had plenty of opportunities to win that game.
Oh,
and that's the crazy part.
It was a stalemate for 2 full quarters. You know what I'm saying? It was like a 1-score game for 2 full quarters.
Tell me how you could write the script for the first drive after halftime for him to get stepped on by his own player,
rolling ankle,
throwing a fucking pick, and it's like.
The nigga bobbled it too. That was a great interception, great concentration. I know y'all were sick. I almost sent a text.
Sometimes it's just meant to be.
Almost sent a text.
100%.
Some things just it's already written. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
But I thought it was Purple Rain. I thought it really was written. Oh man, you don't even know.
I was like, any dogs in the house? I was hype.
So, do you guys think Harbaugh goes to the NFL real quick?
I've seen this before. So have you, and so have you. Pete Carroll 2.0. Because he got to run before the flames start coming down.
And he already did it once, and now he went back to NC. He went back to college, and you know it's like, all right, you're gonna. Apparently, he's interested in the Raiders. I like AP Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
So
God dang,
I just don't like Pete Carroll.
No,
I was a big Seahawk fan, and I can't let go of the
fact. He fucked it up
fact,
for everything.
Man,
why didn't you run it,
bruh? I can't let it go.
You said I would have scored from the 1 yard line when they get handed to me.
Prior to that, though, you were on Pete Carroll's train. Like he.
Yeah, I mean, before Russell Wilson got there, yeah.
Before Russell Wilson got there,
I think he showed a different level. Before that time, it felt like Pete Carroll did a really good job of allowing people to be who they are and maximize that. Then after Russell Wilson, it got a little shaky and weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard crazy shit about Russ. Like I heard in the Broncos staff that like you got to get in touch with his assistant to get a hold of him, even if you're a wide receiver.
Yeah,
like, the nigga has an office up with the GMs and shit, like tucked off with the coaches.
No, it's not a joke. Literally, that's how it was with Seattle.
That's what I'm saying.
From the start or just after he got
it doesn't
the couple?
matter.
I know.
You should be the most reachable person on the whole team.
But they were super hungry early on. And
he was hungry early on.
He was hungry. Pete Carroll.
And that's why
I feel
he's
like
asking
Pete
if it
Carroll
wasn't
came
from the
in.
start.
He came in and he remembered every single person that he ever crossed recruiting paths with that had a DUI, that had a half break-in and entering. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go get me some 6'3" corners. I'm the only one that knows where they're at. Because you're like, where'd you find him? He's like, oh, he was doing groceries last week. But it's like, Pete Carroll's like, yeah, I tried to recruit him, but then he tried to rob a grocery store. But now I'm in the NFL, I can just go get him. And he built this thing from a bunch of like misfits. I thought it was super special, but that
is it
play,
low key like the Replacements? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Did they win the Super Bowl at the end of that, or the replay?
No, they made it to the playoffs, my nigga.
They made it to the playoffs. No,
he's better than the Replacements
until that play call. Like once that happened, where you're sitting there going, why would they not want Marshawn Lynch to be the poster child?
Before we transition,
come on now.
I'm saying my brain didn't want to know that level even could take place at this time. Like
he said, it's probably because Russell Wilson's got good stock.
Oh my god!
That's what it
got good stock.
I agree with that, but that's wild. You went from having trophies.
First off, that's a joke. Second off, don't you say you agree with that? What the hell? You don't agree with that?
With
the good stock?
No, I'm saying he's using it in a fucked up way, and he's trying to be funny. So I get it, but they 100%
legit were thinking that is what he was saying.
Yeah, but to me, that's still it does not.
It's not good. It's not okay.
Not even if we don't say whether like you think good or bad, because I don't really believe those exist. It doesn't make sense. Why would you? No. What, Marshawn? After what he's done to get it, no.
Quick question: where were you when that happened?
I was at the house on Mojave, and I watched the game by myself because I had a bad feeling. I sent everybody else away.
Really?
Yep.
She.
And I'm glad.
I don't remember where I was, but I was just sitting there going.
I was sitting in the living room by the fireplace with the big ass TV. And I threw something at it, and luckily I missed.
I don't like neither of the teams in that Super Bowl, but I hate the Patriots. I love the Patriots. I'm gonna zoom in on my face right there. But I hate them, and obviously because I'm a Raiders fan. So when those niggas picked it off, Pete Carroll, you dumb motherfucker! Oh shit!
Pissed.
Why the fuck? I felt like a Seahawks fan. How mad I was because the Patriots won again.
You said that I made a good call, but you're JJ McCarthy. When they were back, they were on on the 8-yard line. When they were like, it was 3rd and 14, and his ass fucking scrambled him, got that first down. It was like back breaking. It was not that like completely changed the game, but if they would have had to punt from there, it would have been wild.
They'd have been at the 50, starting with the ball at the 50. Probably.
All I kept hearing is, he can make athletic plays. He's an athletic quarterback, and I'm just like,
I don't see it.
I'm like, no, he makes mistakes.
Yo, got you.
He made no mistakes.
Yeah, he played well.
Every time he hit that pass that he hit Loveland over the middle, like where he just.
Yep. There was another one where
No, that's Loveland once again. Ain't nobody giving Loveland credit. That was not the quarterback's fault. That was a terrible pass. Loveland just so happened to be 6'3" and also can jump.
Okay, Loveland did make a play there.
Thank you.
But
that was all.
It could have easily been. I don't know. I don't know. It was a.
Did he lead him to get blown up though?
No, no.
Okay,
I think
it wasn't a bad pass.
Yes, the answer is yes. He did.
He didn't get blown up. Remember,
he didn't get blown up because the dude that was behind him didn't go for him.
Okay.
If we pull up on our phone, the guy behind him did not go and try to tackle him for whatever reason. He went.
He thought the ball was going to go.
Yeah. He didn't think it was a catchable ball.
But JJ and Loveland, they knew. They've been doing it.
They're like this, my nigga. You can't, like you said, you can't fault him for doing the homework, knowing that his tight end 6'3" and can jump.
You're right. I'll give you that.
So yeah, McCarthy. Yeah,
you're a real one. I appreciate you.
You called that one.
But yeah, there was a couple passes. There was a couple passes where I was like, damn, that's a good ball. Like there was one where he, I want to say it was like a wheel route from the halfback or something, but he threw it and it went right over the defender's hands, and it was
perfect.
Dude, like if it was off by an inch or two, nigga, it was getting tipped or batted or picked, but it was like a perfect ball, and I was like, damn, that's a good ball. And I was like, at the first quarter too, I said, oh shit, he might be in his bag, but they just were running them to death. So
did you watch the kickoff or like they were coming out with the captains? And
no,
you saw
I did.
Quorum's like
little. He's like 5'7",
maybe even 5'5". But I was so glad that he was able to get more carries like later on and get the touchdown, because they were. I think it's Donovan Edwards or something. He was about to just kind of steal the show on a couple, but. It wouldn't have been appropriate for him to win it, even though he's ready to step up next year and do everything he needs.
They got there because Quorum.
Yes, right. And so it was nice to see it all like played out perfectly.
They both had over 100. They both had a ton.
He had two. They both had two touchdowns.
Right? Yeah, so.
And
the line played great.
She said, back to my point.
Sadly, I agree with you both. I don't like it, but I do.
Do you agree with, or have you seen the Katt Williams interview on Shay Shay?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think everybody's seen it.
I know, I've seen it. I've watched it like one and a half times. Goddamn, I love that real shit.
I actually had to apologize to Katt. Granted, I did it in my house in my living room, but that's the same energy I gave him when I didn't, feel great.
Right.
What I will say is that it really bothers me how many stories I'm seeing about him where everybody's like, hell yeah, Katt plugged me here, Katt did this, Katt did that. But when everybody was accusing him of being a druggie,
right.
or
Nobody
when he was
stepped
getting
up.
beat up, or when he was going through whatever he was going through, not a single person was like, what? Hell no, that Katt that y'all talking about, I don't know him. This is who I know.
Yeah,
Didn't nobody do that. And I don't respect that or like that.
Yeah, that's kind of, when you
That
put it
makes
like
it
that.
hella corny to me.
Right.
That's a good
But
point.
also the time from when that happened, like him getting beat up by a little kid. I don't want to say beat up, but like held by a little teenager. Like maybe he wasn't in the position of giving money out yet, like he has been, So maybe
He ain't never not been in a position. He's been rich since he was 18.
no, I don't know.
Well, what he said it when
He said he didn't have any money to get his teeth fixed until the Friday movie.
Friday movie. Yeah,
don't
that's
think-
what I thought.
So then how? But didn't he say he was rich when he was 18 or had $1 million at 18? Doesn't mean he didn't spend it well, but
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I
sure.
didn't hear that part, but I did
Okay.
hear that he
My bad.
was actually a pimp in Oklahoma City for a little bit.
Yeah.
He said that. He said he read 3,000 books.
Okay, so
Like-
we all heard it. What's one of the most shocking things you think of from it that you were like, God damn, that you didn't know, or even if it's just like about Katt, or just
So I would say, the 3,000 books. He said he read the encyclopedia. He said he goes
by the age of like 10,
10
I think
or
he
something.
said. Yeah.
And he was like, you would think after you know all that information that you'd just be like the smartest and life would just be easy. And he was like,
And then life hits you.
it wasn't.
Right.
And that was crazy.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Kale?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about it. I will say to yours, I don't think life and book smarts are even close to like mattering. So that is why that makes sense to me. But I got to think about what I think was the most shocking thing I heard.
Before we got on, because we didn't want to talk about it, you had said something about his intelligence. You said something
knew.
like, I knew he was smart, but
Yeah, I knew that he was smart, but I didn't know that he was like lightweight genius. Like this dude just gave us, first off, we had a free stand up.
yes.
Low key.
We got a free stand up. Second off, he just put himself back on when he never even really fell off. Third off, he created a brand that makes it bigger now because more people are going to want to work with him because he finally is showing that he pays well. He's not, but everybody else is. Like he's genius.
What about you? Something you
I
found
was
out?
gonna say that not exact same, but just how intelligent. I didn't realize, we only see him for stand-ups and Money Mike and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so we don't really. A lot of the times, I was younger when a lot of these specials came out and shit. So I'm not doing the backstory or following. You know what I'm saying, like that. And so to see like how intelligent he is and carries himself, I was like, damn, like it makes. How well spoken he is, and I don't want to say emotionless, but you could tell he like wasn't getting in his feelings, but he was like speaking with
conviction
Passion.
and passion. Yeah, exactly. Like he wasn't getting in his feelings at all. Like he had
was
no
great
emotion, but he was speaking with conviction. And it just makes me believe him, like how well he speaks and the shit he was saying, the points he was making. I was just like, damn, this nigga ain't told a lie yet.
Colin Lano's been a proud sponsor of Random Realness for over a year now.
Call Colin if you need home, auto, life, boat, motorcycle, or jewelry insurance.
Call Colin if you live in Idaho, Utah, Montana, or Oregon. Call Colin at 208-639-0412.
You want to know? You know what makes me start to believe him is I'm watching the other people who he talked about. Like Cedric the Entertainer did a video the other day or interview, and they asked him about it. He was like, "Well, you know what? Some people just got to take their platform and run with it." Like the way he just like everybody, nobody's like he's lying. They're like he's crazy or he's weak or he like nobody has called him a liar yet.
What's the cat that played in Coming to America, the assistant for Eddie Murphy?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall. I saw a clip of him telling the Obama initial joke on Kings of Comedy. I don't know if you guys remember it, but basically Cedric the Entertainer on Kings of Comedy tells a joke about how he goes to his country family's house, meets one of their friends. He's like, oh yeah, call me by my initials. Everybody call me by my initials. He's like, so all weekend I'm like, hey, by my initials. Hey, by my initials. Finally, my uncle's like, what are you calling him? He's like, Bominicious. He said everybody calls him Bominicious. He said, his name is CJ. You can call him by his initials. But that's Arsenio Hall's joke.
Oh, that's where you heard it first, for real?
There was a clip of him saying it, and then the Kings of Comedy clip of him saying it. And so when Katt Williams was saying, these niggas don't write jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, when he was going in, I just like anybody that's saying, I do the work, I don't fuck with people that don't do the work. Those are the people that I just resonate with me the most. Like,
Right.
I do the work.
Because you're a workhorse.
He goes, I've been on 19 100 city tours.
They haven't done this.
Where are these people at?
Steve Harvey hasn't done comedy in 15 years.
And he's like, well, when he was doing that, I'm just sitting there going,
Damn, I was sitting there thinking like, damn, he ain't. And I was a huge fan of the Kings of Comedy, so when he's saying this shit, I'm like, nigga, don't say. Oh fuck, I mean, guess
I
you're
won't
right.
lie, I was too, until just like he said, when they started talking bad about Bernie Mac.
Right.
Then I was off because Bernie Mac was my favorite.
100%.
oh, you're talking about like
afterwards,
Hughley and
yeah.
Oh, the three
Steve
of them
Harvey
talking about Bernie. Yeah.
But not D.L. Hughley. Just like he said, D.L. Hughley's off limits. D.L. Hughley is like the he's something for us.
You know what's
like
crazy?
Culture.
Before we,
he to me is he's news. That's where I get my news from.
So before you guys got here, I was scrolling on YouTube, about to pull the Katt Williams interview up, and I saw there's a response from.
Ice Cube?
No, from D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey going in on him, I guess. So D.L. Hughley's not about to be safe anymore. I didn't watch it, but I'm not.
D.L. Hughley went in on Katt?
That's what the title said. So
well, that's what the title's supposed to say, so you can watch it.
I've seen some titles. I saw a title that said Wanda
Steve
Sykes.
Harvey and his. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I doubt it would be like, oh, they would put it together if they weren't both just like, oh, this nigga's lying.
That's fair. I could still see
it could be.
But this is what's interesting about DL to me is that I could see him saying something about Katt and still be safe because he's such a solid seeming individual.
Yeah. When DL Hughley does a comedy, I feel like he's always like speaking about injustices or like he's like super smart with his shit to where like if you're not kind of tracking what he's saying, you might not think it's that great.
Yeah.
So I could see him responding, but doing it in a manner that he's like getting his points off, but he's not going to be like Katt's lying. I don't think if you watch that video, we haven't obviously, but I think it's going to be more of that instead of
agreed.
Like how probably Steve Harvey's is going to be is like, this is all lies.
Right.
I don't know. I think Steve Harvey's going to run from it a little bit.
I feel like that's who he went the craziest on was Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah,
the stealing jokes and you know,
and also that cat. I forget his name, but the nigga that played Santa in.
Smiley.
Smiley. Yeah.
Okay, on the Smiley one, he was on here and he said he didn't read the script. How are you guys even going to listen to this dude? Like, he don't even take his crap seriously. He literally said I didn't read the script. Like,
right.
Those are the type of people you just don't want around like that.
The other thing I took when he was talking about him, took from the interview is that he said, if he's saying he did the part already and they had shot it and then came in and reshot it with me, what did he read? Because he said I wrote my script.
Yeah.
So what did he read? And it's like, damn, for real.
He was going.
And that might be if
but that
obviously
might be why
I don't.
Smiley didn't read the script.
Right, 100%. It's because he didn't have a script. Exactly.
He was like, "Where do they script a 5'5" Santa?" You know, and then he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "100%." They wrote the Santa Claus for this nigga. They didn't have me in it, and then they switched us. Right. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's 100%."
You should have kept your cat voice on when you was talking about it.
He said, "I don't even know." I thought it was dope that how like I felt it just made it more like believable and real because how he was saying he was playing with his daughter and she dropped some jewelry and knocked his teeth out. That's why Money Mike doesn't have teeth. It's because he didn't have money to fix it. But that's how I'm like, damn, that's just real. He's like, low key, just like, nigga, I was broke as fuck. My shit was fucked up.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of that, what I will say is also impressive about him that none of us have ever seen his kids.
Yeah, he's 5 kids, 5.
7.
Or hold up, I thought it was 5 boys, 5 daughters or something.
was
So I thought it was
7,
7.
nigga.
7.
We both said the same thing. 7.
And his steroid references. Like, I thought he was doing a good job of being like, because the comedians weren't doing work, so they were forming a committee against. They had the resources and stuff, and he's like, "But when I come and play, he's like, you can't bring that body in here, and your body you ain't been doing the work. You know what I'm saying? You have like 2-hour stand up. That's it, because you don't write.
You don't have jokes to write, so you do the same thing over and over and over.
And he's like,
I've done it 19 times.
Yes, and I was just like, this dude.
Starting in church, so clutch.
Oh, his range. That's
So
another
clutch.
one. He was like, I had
crazy.
100% cleaned all the way to the nightclub. He's like, white people laughed at my jokes more. I had
first,
to go and start working it to where it was 50-50. Then he's like, then I took my show to Oakland. So once I did Oakland, then I was good. And the way that he talked about his progression, and essentially he was like, anytime he had a weakness, he worked on that.
Right.
And that was, I mean,
But that's what you
most
should
people-
do in any craft, right? Like,
I know, but people that don't do that will lie and say
That
how
they
they
did.
did something, and you'll be like, no, because it don't
He
work
did
like
do
that.
it,
Yeah,
right.
it's like at the end of the day, a lot of it comes to work. A lot of it comes to not overnight success, as much as like when, gosh, what am I trying to think of? Like $1 million worth of game. Once the podcast was out there, Gilly had been doing game on his Instagram
Right.
for 5-6 years prior to
But
that.
before that, Gilly is Gilly. He's created his brand as himself for so long.
100%. And then when it
Yeah.
splashed on the stage, you're thinking you're seeing him just do it right
right,
there.
right.
No,
He started a podcast
Right.
last month, and look at it now.
no,
No,
he's been
nigga. He
doing
started
it.
the podcast based off of the work he put in before the
Facts.
podcast.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think it's dope just because I've seen multiple, obviously smaller comedians come out and say how Katt Williams had people approach them and give them money and, you know, put them on game and basically like get them on tour and get them bigger than what they were, you know. They're just performing in a little nightclub or a little fucking Funny Bone, and he comes there one night sitting in the corner and basically he's like, that nigga been putting in work, you know, and
Go give him 15,
yeah,
20.
25,
so
35.
He said, I brought 46 comedians on the road with me. And he said, I only bring people on the road that are funnier than me. You know, so he's not even saying like, I brought these people to be underneath me. He's like, I brought all 46 of these people are better than me.
Right.
Which
And
is
that's
once again,
crazy.
that's so big. Like that's
Huge.
That's such a big thing to do.
Did you-
You know how haters work?
Did you guys see him take the shot at Joe Rogan? He said, I would never be on Joe Rogan. He likes all people that are not funny on his podcast.
Joe Rogan's coming for him now. No, I mean, you know, now he's going to
100%.
get, he literally, I think within 16 hours or whatever, 10 hours, it was like 16 million. Then it went to 20.
We just looked. It's at 39
was just
million
gonna-
in 6 days.
And if you cut
crazy.
that on,
And
the
this
little
morning it was
counter's just
37.
doing this.
Yeah.
Still,
'Cause
6
it's-
days later.
This morning it was 37 million. So for it to be 2 more million from
And,
this morning to
right.
when you guys looked at
In
it,
a
that's
12-hour
crazy.
span.
That's crazy.
Shannon's followers, by the time I seen it, when it was 16 million people had viewed it, he was at 1.8 million subscribers. I just looked at it now. He's at 2.3 million subscribers. So 500,000
Sheesh.
subscribers from this thing that no way when they dropped it thinking that it was going to go crazy.
didn't.
I have yet to see anybody say that Katt Williams is lying, regardless if it's talking about the whole Hollywood situation or other comedians that he's called out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do you guys think of, he said, in my next contract, I said Ricky Smiley had to be in a dress.
Oh yeah.
guess what? The nigga was in a dress.
On first Sunday, and he's like,
Yeah.
I felt like he just wasn't better in playing a female role.
Yeah,
I
he
just
just
wanted to put people where they need to be, and I'm just like,
This is the sucky part. Like a part of me feels like, dog, you being petty. But the other part is like, you're so solid with everything else you're saying that I gotta really believe that you think that this dude is so
Shitty at a male role.
that you believe he's best in a dress.
He took a shot at Tyler Perry.
Oh yeah,
He
No,
did.
I don't
Yes.
know. I don't
Yes,
think
he
he
did.
didn't take a shot.
No,
he just
he
said that
did.
he's better at being a woman
That's
than
a
he is a
shot.
man.
That's a shot.
How?
What do you mean? How the nigga's a
He-
man?
No, he's a man in real life, not
And
as a.
so you can't be yourself real life in on camera better than you can be a female on camera.
He didn't say himself.
I know, but you don't have to be yourself. You know how men are.
You don't
It's-
agree? You
I
think?
don't agree.
You think Tyler Perry's his acting roles
I've-
as a man is
I've
a better
never
acting role
seen.
than women?
I've never seen him as a man, so I can't. I
Okay.
can't even put any twos.
Well, I could say I don't think it's. I'm not.
You
leaning it
agree?
as a
You
shot,
agree
but
with
I agree with
Katt,
Katt in that regard,
and that's fair because
Yeah.
I've literally
I messed
I've
with
seen
Tyler
2
Perry
Medea
stuff.
movies, I think, and that's probably as
No,
far
I
as
can
I've been.
recite some Medea, but Tyler Perry, I lightweight turn on.
Huh?
When he's the guy, I be turning it off sometimes.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
What
nearly.
was that
as-
movie? Alex Cross.
No, it was hilarious.
He had a movie like, wasn't it Alex
I don't
Cross?
think it was. I mean, it might have been, but if so, I didn't see that one.
I've only seen Medea's.
I'm about to look.
Oh,
Look
bitch
it
ass
up.
nigga.
No, I am not saying that.
I like
Too
Tyler
far.
Perry.
That was too far.
My
Look.
fault, you bitch ass nigga. I mean, Taylor.
See?
Just look at you.
about to-
Okay, do you know that part where he's like, there's the other side and there's God's side, and he just kept saying because he was going at him for the homophobic stuff, and he's like. Rothstein offered to suck my penis in front of my whole entire crew,
Right.
and then he's like, I get to the audition, and there's 3 black comedians.
He said,
And
well, what did you do to get here? Because I said no.
Good Deeds. That was the name of the movie I was talking about.
Okay.
that was.
He said,
Wow,
what did you do? Because I said no.
And I didn't know how like religious he was, or that was even
Heck yeah.
in his realm.
Honestly, I take back what I was most surprised by. I'm most shocked at how he turned out after being basically homeless at 14, moving to Florida, and
Yeah.
that shit's crazy.
I mean, maybe until you realize he's a genius.
I know, but at 14, like the nigga tried to get into the military. They shot him down because he wasn't
he's
old enough. And
16,
just like
he
he
said.
just was literally, he obviously it's a brilliant idea, and like he's just getting it however he can. He's saying, I'll go to the military. But it's just like, damn, like imagine what you were doing like at 14.
His story is not rare to me.
I know, but did you try to get into the military to survive at 14?
No, I paid. I worked for the local drug dealers so that we could pay rent.
Okay.
It's not me saying this with pride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just honest. But you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga literally felt. I'm sure he probably did drug deal because he said.
But to be fair, just so you
That's-
guys know, the stuff we did was like deliver Christmas gifts and stuff. So my interpretation of like gangs and how it all works is completely different from the average humans in the world.
Because they were
Completely
actually
different.
taking the funds and actually doing good with it.
They did great for the community.
Yeah.
They weren't like what society paints the picture as. That's
Yeah.
not. Those
Yeah.
aren't the dealers I know.
Yeah.
When Shannon goes, when did you think you were funny? He's like, 10 years ago?
I was so confused.
I was like, what? And then when he went in, and I think this is to
It
your
blew my
point,
mind.
Kale, that we got to stand up. Like that was 2 hours and 49 minutes, but there were some things that he was getting off his chest, and then he had 4 or 5 punchlines after. He's like,
Bang, bang, bang.
He's like, I left school at 14. He's like, I wasn't on the recess. I wasn't playing games. I didn't. And it was like, ooh,
And I don't want to say
was
it's
so
you
funny.
can tell because he uses his stage voice, but he has like a different voice. He gets into that high pitch, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And when
To
he's
sell
talking,
it.
and he's like, exactly, it's like just part of him being that's his funny character, right? So, but you could definitely tell the nigga was out here busting jokes left and right.
Yeah.
I was dying.
But the crazy thing is, like, all of it was from here. The
Yeah.
average person who gives us a good stand up is studying it
For
and
months.
like crafting it for
Right.
months and months. And this fool did a random interview coming pissed off and needed to prove a point, and that's what it looked like. That's what
Right.
he looked like, mad.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
go ahead.
I think the funniest part was he was like, Kevin Hart and I ain't never been in the same building ever in 25 years. He said, I'm only 5'5", but I'm a lot bigger in person. And got a lot less to play with than me. It's a nigga, what?
I'm so confused by how much, like,
What do
his
you
hate
mean?
for
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, though, too. It's always been very
I turned
interesting
down
to me.
5 rows. I told them that can you just get
So you saw the part I was talking about before when he said he's like, oh, he's the whatever he said,
Yeah,
the homophobic.
yeah. I was
whatever he was talking about the parts he turned down and Kevin Hart took him.
But I was talking to my wife about this, but I was like, I don't know where he did anything that was like gay or getting raped or anything like that. Where
You talking about Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
He didn't, but he did roles that I feel like the one he did with Will Ferrell. Cat Williams wouldn't do nothing like that.
What was that one?
The jail one. I don't remember what it was.
Or something.
Yeah, Get
Just
Hard.
things where it's like going against who Cat is as a real person. I think that's what he was talking
Or
about.
how that one time, was it Cat Williams or was it Kevin Hart where Shaq bent him over?
Oh, yeah.
Shaq bent him over in the car and just what? You gonna say it's okay?
No. I didn't remember that.
Granted,
That's one.
But I just thought of it right now. I'm like, was that Kevin Hart? But you know what I'm saying? Like, there was multiple times where Shaq came up and acted like he put his dick on his shoulder because he's so little. Cat is not doing that.
Nobody's playing with Cat like that.
No.
He's the littlest dude in the room and don't nobody play
But
with
Kevin
him
Hart
like that.
just got bent over and took it on camera and recorded. Now his kids, oh, you got fucked dry humped by Shaq.
No, his kids don't see that as a bad thing. They're his kids.
That's the problem.
But this is what's
mean?
interesting about it, though. I will say what I do love about Cat and the way that he talks about the alphabet community. That's the LGBT because I don't know how to like all of it. But when he talks about the alphabet community, is he just makes it very clear where he stands and. He don't care who else is there. He's just like, I'm not there. That's not my community. Mm-hmm. And I think he does it in a very dope and respectful but firm way, so that the gay community don't like come for him, but they come for the people that comes for him. If that makes sense. Like it feels like the gay community got Cat's back. Yeah. Because he stands tall on what he do.
They were talking about the Friday series and just like, are they going to do it again? Then they got on the Chris Tucker part, and then he busted that funny thing. He said, yeah, Chris Tucker running around with Michael Jackson. He said,
have you ever heard another man call another man Christmas?
And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know.
He calls him Christmas.
Little Christmas.
Little Christmas. Come here, Christmas. I think that is kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because he went and he said, I was talking about R. Kelly. I was talking about Michael Jackson before it was cool to be talking about Michael Jackson. I don't think
Michael Jackson whatsoever, but we'll get there.
I'm on you with that. When people come for Michael, I believe
what?
Chill out, bitch. You better beat it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then they had put some major documentaries that I'm just like
after he died.
Yeah, I know.
Not when he couldn't defend himself.
100%. They how long have they had the info that they put out there?
Right, and
now
all
they
those
wait
kids
until he's dead.
But all those kids would be our age, and not a single one has came forward with all of these things of like when.
There was one person in the documentary, but I mean. You never know if it's like if I make this story, Netflix or whoever is buying this is going to give me the $5 million. All they have to do is just say it happened.
One thing that was wild is,
but
obviously,
I do not want to discredit any victims or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be insensitive like that. If that documentary is whatever,
if you accuse Michael Jackson. I am. No, I'm just.
I'm not trying to.
She said my phone number is.
People should come forward, obviously. Right. And, I don't want to be like that, but just timing and all that.
The one thing
that's true. Good job.
Kind of makes me mad is how people are like, "Oh, this Cat Williams thing is to fucking take eyes away from the Epstein list," and it's like, nigga, he brought it up.
Right. Yeah.
What do you mean it's to take away from it?
Chris Tucker on there.
He was going at everybody. He went at everybody on that bitch.
Have you seen the list?
Yeah.
You have?
I haven't seen all the lists, but so far I have not been shocked for any of the names I've heard on the list.
Yeah.
But I believe that, like, at a certain point, to get to a certain level, they're compromising who they are in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I don't think you could get to, like, a certain level of success, fame, not success, fame without compromising your character a little bit.
I would agree with that.
Ooh. And do you think that's only through the Hollywood route, or do you think that that's sports?
Based off my experience in sports, definitely sports.
Okay, are people doing steroids?
I mean, well, there's so many things with this. I don't know. But I coach high school. In college, they don't do necessarily steroids, but they take other things that do the same thing. But I also don't like this because in reality, whether you do steroids or not, you're still putting in the work. Like when they talked about Lance Armstrong doing steroids, I can go do steroids right now and I can't bike for 35 miles and win.
But if you're doing steroids and the other person's not, that's...
If you have the same regimen and the one person's doing steroids and the other one isn't,
it's cheating.
That makes sense. I didn't say it wasn't cheating, guys.
Yeah, I know.
She said, "I'm just telling you my
But there
outlook."
are people that are probably cheating more than you think, but aren't getting caught.
It's not steroids, though. I don't think, like the NFL, I don't think it's steroids anymore. I think people use Viagra to cheat now.
So
Viagra and Adderall are big ones.
back to the Katt Williams thing
Yeah.
and his point. Do you think that when people don't write jokes and they steal jokes, that's the equivalent of steroids?
The whole time he was doing this, I'm sitting there going, fuck, man. Every episode last year, I was fucking fighting you with the Drake thing. So I knew I couldn't come on and say anything.
About what?
I wasn't here. Talk to us about the Drake
About
thing.
what you're talking about.
No,
What were you talking about?
About what?
No, I wasn't.
Say it out loud. You gotta own it because I wasn't
don't know
here.
what you're talking about. For real.
Well, you know the question you just asked me. You
Right
said
now?
about comedians not writing their things.
Oh, yeah.
And that
It's if you're cheating, if it's steroids.
No, I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think with music and sports
Drake's
is
the
the same.
president.
I do.
2024.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I will say I don't think so. One, I'm not a rapper. You are. So you put all the work in and like you get the craft and you see what it takes. Mm-hmm. But two, I feel like right now, if you wrote me a rap and you wrote Bottle Number 2 a rap, I don't know who it is, but I didn't want to make no names, I would perform it better than Bottle Number 2. Which means that has to like come into play a little bit.
But that just is because you have more charisma than most people. That's not because you're a better rapper.
Right. So then
why-
so that proves your point. Damn it. All right. I'm backing out.
Yeah, I knew the whole time. I was like, something's coming tonight, and I'm gonna have to.
I honestly wasn't even thinking about that, but I was just wondering because we were going like
Is it cheat?
the steroids, like the steroids lane. I just wanted to veer back into the Katt thing real quick. Like because
steroids is cheating.
think if I wrote a joke, like for instance, like I said, fucking, God damn it, Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
He had that joke. However many years later, say 7 years later, it's on one of the biggest comedies of all time.
No, I think that's a problem.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. He's stealing a joke. Technically, Cedric the Entertainer stole the joke.
Yeah.
Used it. And now it's only remembered as his joke, right?
And that's what I'm saying. I think when you steal something, it's a problem. But the reason I think it's different from rap because you're paying somebody for their craft and then you're owning it.
That's a good point too.
But like when it comes,
But that's the thing. If we're talking about Drake, he didn't pay for it because there's verses where he raps.
I wasn't talking about Drake. I am not going to say
that.
I'm not vouching
the
for Drake.
Ghostwriters to take it. He's not paying his ghostwriters.
No, I'm not saying he's ghostwriters, but on Players Club.
With all the
okay. Look at this DMX interview where he was like going, I don't know who the fuck Drake was, and then all of a sudden a $200,000 check came, and he's like, oh yeah, you can use it, Tisha. He was going off. So there's an actual interview of DMX saying, I don't give a fuck who he is, keep bringing the money, nigga.
I don't give a fuck how much money you pay if you just take somebody's verse and change 2 words.
Okay, are we going to start throwing Rod Wave in there now too? Because
we can. I don't give a
hella
fuck.
backlash.
We can.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, we're talking about Katt Williams.
Okay,
Let's not get off the topic.
Okay, let me get back to that. I felt when Katt was talking about the steroid piece, he was talking about them like being in like a secret group and only like pubbing the people that they wanted to where like he was saying Steve Harvey isn't working comedy, so how can he be the funniest comedian? He ain't had anything in 15 years.
Right.
And so, like, the real comedians...
Great point to that, too, is he's like, whoa, Steve Harvey would say, well, I have 7 shows. Well, you didn't have 7 shows when you stopped doing comedy.
You know why Steve Harvey gets it? He's more, like, marketable. Like, they do that just like they do in sports. If you look a certain way...
I don't think that's the point, though. I think his point is...
That's why Steve Harvey got it in my head.
I know, but... the point isn't why did he get it, it's why has he not put out any specials comedy
and
wise.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he needs to because he maintains a look
But
about him.
but before he got all these deals and shows, he didn't do that. He stopped doing comedy. He hasn't been on Family Feud for 15 years.
Nah, but it was once he changed the look. Remember, once he stole the look of the dude with the suit
Right.
and the fake flat.
Right.
By the way, was there
Mr. Cooper?
headpieces in the 90s?
I thought that nigga. I thought he had the sharpest hairline in life on Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
I thought that nigga cut bread before he came.
And I will say this: there's a shop. It's called Earl's in Seattle. And anytime Steve Harvey went into Seattle, every 2 days he would go and get a haircut. He got a lineup every 2 days and kept his shaped. So they never talked about if it was a man piece, but I'm gonna be lying
Katt
if I
said
didn't
it
tell
was.
you.
Katt said it was.
I got to find out a way now. Actually,
I didn't
Find
know
out.
that shit was popping back in the day. Hair
I didn't
pieces.
know. The first time I saw a
too.
hairpiece was on $1 Million Worth of Game when Gillian Wallow
yeah.
just
Had
threw the
waves.
slap on. Yeah. They threw it on
Didn't
real
even
quick.
put it
and
on
had
all the
back
way.
finish
I thought
because
you was
it
gonna say
done.
Tory Lanez.
No.
I thought you were gonna say LeBron James.
Oh, you got like a fancy surgery.
Oh God, that nigga's
got a
got the
$1 billion
best Beijing ever, my nigga.
Damn.
You gotta have some futuristic surgery that's not out yet.
I'm sorry to go left on you, but
Always.
Carlos Boozer's nigga. I don't know if you ever seen 1 year. He tried to bring his hair back. I'm gonna put a picture up.
That was,
Done.
it was
I
just
got
like
it.
paint.
Bro,
yeah.
it was legit spray paint. I'm like,
I'm about
and
to
it was,
look
in
it
his,
up right now.
it was his beard too. Oh my God.
Then there's so many points in there, and so many points that Katt like just stood tall on.
You gotta find a way to snap a little clip in the corner.
100%.
He gonna make that movie magic. He gonna make that movie magic.
Bro, it's shining.
Yo, he got the little stuff that everybody get around the dark spot right here around the line
yeah.
over his whole joint.
Anyway,
Damn.
that's just ridiculous. But what were you saying?
When he said that people came on to the show and saying that Ice Cube didn't pay the actors, and then he goes, "Those motherfuckers is weirdos because like, how are you coming at a black man that paid for the whole entire thing out of his pocket,
That you
paid
didn't
us
get
all,
enough. Right.
that you didn't get enough?" Like, it was hard enough to even just to overcome the obstacle that he was doing to bankroll a whole movie by himself. Because if he could just go get the resources,
Yeah.
everybody would be paid how they're supposed to. But no, he had as a black man.
Do
he
you
had
think
to do
some
it
of
all
that
out of
stems from the first Friday when he only paid Smokey and Pops $5,000 for the whole movie? Because that's not a rumor.
5,000.
$5,000 for the first Friday is what Chris Tucker got and John Witherspoon.
What was the budget?
I have no idea, nigga, but I know it made more than $5,000.
Okay, was it 5,000 was the guarantee, and then
That's
there was
what there's interviews of John Witherspoon saying I got paid
Looking
a
this up,
total
too.
of $5,000 for the first Friday.
Oh, I
better
wasn't
paid
thinking
for his funeral.
5,000. I
God.
wasn't thinking 5,000 because I was going off
But
of
that-
Cat Williams on the second one where he said he got 100,000 for Money Mike.
Right.
So I'm assuming that
that's-
Money Mike's part's small. That
But that's the thing is he
300.
helped create Money Mike. He helped write the script of Money Mike. You know what I'm saying? Is John Witherspoon doing that? Is Smokey doing that? So he's going to get paid more than.
but not for just a little piece,
But-
as opposed to like so I took that and go. Okay, his spot was pretty small, so I'm thinking the
But
main
if you
character
think
might be
about
getting
it,
600,000,
his
700,000.
piece isn't. His piece is bigger than Pops's was in next Friday.
In the first Friday, you mean?
In
in
the first Friday and next Friday, there's a bathroom scene. The scene where he catches him with the gun. The scene where he's like, "Oh, don't go in the bathroom." For about 25, he goes to work. There's that. That's all you see. Pops in the third. You see Cat Williams damn near get raped for 5 minutes in the bathroom. You see him take off out of the bathroom. You see him come out with the blade. You see his store. You see his bitches. You see him. You know what I'm saying? Like you see him a lot.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying is.
So, do you
think
think
it's-
he's capping right there?
What?
I'm not gonna lie. I locked out because I locked in over here to find out you was right. He is right.
Try to tell you.
Faison Love
Everybody. Big Worm.
got 15.
Pops,
Big Worm got
Smokey.
1,500.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
the first movie, but there's no revenue share. That's the thing. I think they have to come back.
That wasn't
No.
the problem. He said he was cool with it because it put him on in Hollywood. The problem is when he had him come back, he only offered him $5,000, and once he turned it down, the next day he got offered $100,000 for a movie.
A different movie.
Okay,
Yeah, the
so
replacements.
that was.
I was gonna say that.
Then that would be a kind of a cap because I was thinking that it was like livable, like decent, like a chunk.
So
If
do you-
somebody-
To be fair, it was 20 days. They made Friday in 20 days, which is record breaking, but
you need more than
problem.
1,500 for 20 days.
No, I
and
agree
acting.
with you, but I'm just
okay,
saying,
yeah.
Yeah,
like-
even 5,000 for 20 days. Like, I know somebody who was extra getting paid 1,500 per day.
Yeah, it wasn't in the year of. You're right.
But
I'm trying.
no,
You're right.
but regardless, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can't defend
Still,
it.
it's just $5,000 for one of the most iconic roles. Like, think about that. People are Smokey and Craig for Halloween.
But I agree, but I don't think when they made Friday, that's what they saw happening.
Right.
I
They
feel like
didn't-
it was it was supposed to be a
It
bootleg
went-
movie from somebody's trunk.
And it went way bigger than they were
Yeah.
expecting.
They all
100%.
did, like you said, went on and got money, bigger checks after that. But like the longevity piece, I feel like somebody has to get.
Back to the point, do you think that's where it stems from? And obviously Katt wasn't there for the first one, or I mean, obviously he's very knowledgeable about the past and just shit that happened, so I'm sure he knows about niggas getting paid $5,000.
Yeah.
But do you think the people that are complaining that he's like, oh, you're just some hoe ass niggas, that's where it stems from? Is the first one, niggas just got paid $1,500 for 20 days?
It says that. It said in the article I just read, it says that they didn't have a problem that they were paid that the first time. It's they had a problem of the offer the second movie.
The second one.
Which to me makes it make sense, because if you figured out that the movie's as big as it is and you
Right.
still come at me crazy
And
numbers.
Katt Williams wasn't in it till the third one, so I'm at, so
Right.
if niggas were getting offered $10,000 for, and he's like, I got 100,000, I got
and owns everything.
250,000, and you niggas got 10. Like,
Right.
obviously, people are gonna feel some type of way,
Right.
But
All right, here's
Not saying they're
something.
right.
Here's something to consider. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Katt Williams saying that people dressing up in dresses or like taking homophobic roles.
No, taking
Is homosexual
homophobic means scared of
roles.
gay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. Appreciate that. Thank you. Correcting me. Was detrimental to like the youth.
huh?
Nothing. I'm listening because you're about to say something I'm sure I want to answer.
Okay.
Because I heard youth.
And he's saying it's detrimental and stuff like that. Like, why does it have to be like this? But portraying a pimp, isn't that just as detrimental? And so
I feel like it wasn't. I really didn't feel like he was a pimp. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, we know what he is and what he's dressed up, but he wasn't like pimping.
He literally. You talking about Katt?
Yeah.
He literally had a hoe.
on the show, right?
yeah.
Okay, but did he pimp her out, or
He couldn't because he was too worried about catching her from giving it up for free.
but that's what I'm saying is,
So it was a definition of a pimp.
I get that, but it wasn't like showing the acts of of pimping, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't. I don't know how to
No,
explain
I
it.
get. You're saying it wasn't showing it in like an active term. So if you don't know what pimping is, then it's not going to
Right, like niggas who watch that not understanding what a pimp is, and he's sitting there saying those things, you're not going to understand what he's really saying.
I ran into that recently because they do that pimp name slick back pimp name on the
Which is Katt Williams, by
which
the
is
way.
Katt Williams, and
Shout out to
so I'm talking to my son, and I'm like, he's like, "What's a pimp?" And I'm like, and I'm trying to explain, but you can't
It's
explain
easy. It's
it.
an entrepreneur.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to
What's
go there,
an entrepreneur?
but
And then
in
they
that
lost off
Boondocks
the
where he's
tip.
like, "Bitch," and she's like sitting back there, and like she's like chasing after him. Like my son's like, "But what does he do?" I'm just like,
What'd you say, nigga?
There's nothing I can say because
Oh, I'm good. At these
But what both of you were saying is like, if you don't know what pimp is, you don't know what all goes through it. So like,
Right.
if some youthful person is just watching it, it's just like a funny character,
Right.
Until somebody tells you the isms and all
Until
this
you
stuff.
saw a real movie where pimps were backhanding bitches and asking where my money is at and
And what they go
selling
out and
them out.
do
Right,
and come
exactly.
back, it's like-
until you watch Hustle and Flow, you don't know what pimping is.
So I just didn't go down
Yeah.
that route. So
I guess that's the best way I can say it. He said, we need that mic. You gonna get daddy that mic?
I feel that. I actually
guess.
had a student that we were, long story short, taking a student. We were taking students to the bus because we like teach them how to ride the bus and stuff.
Yeah.
So they could learn how to get themselves to work. There was a human being that showed up and they had a dress on, but a full chest hair, but some fire ass heels and a beautiful long beard. So they were, doing their thing, living their life. They came up to us and they were talking, and it was during the segment of our semester where we're teaching like the students to like introduce themselves and go out of their way.
Yeah.
I work with special needs students, so they don't care if they don't care. This student goes up having a conversation. Then the human in the dress was like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Whatever, they're chopping it up. And he was like, "Oh," the student goes, "What do you do for work?" The human in the dress says, "Oh, I'm actually a modern day prostitute." I have students.
And I have to ask you what that is.
The next thing he does goes, "Miss Kel, what's a modern day prostitute?" And I had the choice to either let the other fool answer or I answer. I said, "Oh, you know how we do the news? Like, we look at the newspapers." I said, "That's modern day. Like, it just means today." And he was like, prostitute? What's a prostitute?" Like, he said it like 5 times. And I'm like,
because you've been teaching them up that they know what the news is. And they
I
say,
said-
okay.
He said, "I'll
I'm
read
gonna
that
break the
shit
next one.
prostitute."
No, I said prostitute's a salesperson. So it's just a modern day salesperson. And then we went about our way, and I asked him about 100 questions before we got back to school.
To make sure he wasn't.
To hopefully he didn't register whatsoever.
Right.
So I don't know. But I do want to answer your question that you asked about which one do I think is more detrimental. I don't think it could be biased for me because I'm not necessarily in the alphabet community, but I also am a woman that likes women. It's not a choice. Like you don't just put on a dress and be like, "Oh, this is cozy." Like, if you're gonna wear a dress, you're gonna wear a dress. If you're not, you're not. I don't think everyone acts like we push this weird ass narrative where we're like, "We want your kids to be gay. We want you to suck some balls and like men. If you're a man, if you're a woman, you know what to do." Like, that's hella weird to me. Mm-hmm. But it could be because I understand how much I know that this isn't a choice, and I would not choose to like women personally, but I do.
I can't say that.
So yeah, my point is I don't think that's detrimental. I think the way that we glorify one and bash the other is where the detriment comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
Just my thought. Anyway,
That's good.
So,
Keep that shit to yourself.
So,
man.
so neither one is detrimental in your book. Like if an actor wants to dress up as a girl, you don't think that's you don't think that's doing anything to the youth because you're saying it's not a choice. So it doesn't matter what's shown.
I think it's just probably the word detrimental.
I was gonna say I don't think it's detrimental. I think that, especially in like movies and shit like that, kids can be like I was always told, like when I would watch a scary movie as a kid, this is fake. My parents be like, this is fake. It's not real. This is just makeup.
But that's when parents parented.
Right.
Parents don't watch their kids watching TV no more, so then they blame the people that's creating whatever's on TV.
Right. That's true.
But anyway, side note.
Hey, y'all got
It's
a
tough.
glimpse of you guys got a glimpse of when they were watching TV in front of me. I'm like, that's fake. That's fake. And that's all they do all day. Daddy, I know that's fake. I saw it cut the screen.
You see that was edited, Dad. That one was edited.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yep,
but
I've
the
seen
cool
the cut.
part about it, this is the thing. Now, before they ask you, they look.
Yeah.
So whether it's true or not, because I'm a firm believer that like we should question everything and anything.
Right.
Like I believe half of what I see and none of what I hear. I question everything. If somebody tells me, just like I told you, I'm about to look it up right now because I want to know. I want the information.
Right.
So I don't know.
Any other points on Katt?
Yep. The gatekeeping.
Oh,
Oh yeah, so that line right there felt like it had a contradiction.
He took a shot at Kevin Hart.
Oh, interesting. You think it's a
I thought the sentence alone was a contradiction.
Do you remember what the sentence was?
Yeah,
So
he said they keep trying to say there's not a gatekeeper, but I see it. Open it up. There comes like Wanda, then whatever. But he said there's 100 gates, and so I'm like, there is a set of gatekeepers. I don't think it's just one. But I do think it's probably about 100 deep.
That's what he... Yeah.
And I think that's what he's saying. And I don't necessarily say... I'm not necessarily saying that he is saying there's 100 gatekeepers, but he's saying that there's a handful of people that randomly just let people in through certain gates, whether it be the comedy avenue, whether it be movies or, TV shows or whatever realm it is. There's... Yeah. Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, you know what he's saying? Like,
go
ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm really bad at that.
No, you're good.
The gate. I needed.
I thought Porky the Pig was like that's all, folks. Go ahead.
I wish I had something to come back. That was a good one.
I get to buddy.
I think there's a difference between gatekeeping and putting people on, and I think that's the only thing that Katt Williams gets confused because, like with. I think a gatekeeper is somebody who doesn't allow people to do it, who isn't in that realm. It's like when you have the overseers. Well, that was a very poor choice of words.
I get what you're saying.
Henry Weinstein or whatever they be saying. Like, he's not an actor. He has nothing to do except for he has money.
Yeah, and those people are gatekeepers.
Yeah,
right.
But like
you're saying
Kevin Hart to me is not a gatekeeper. He's somebody that like gives people opportunities that he sees.
And so how literal he was saying everything, I just felt like the number 100 seemed like a lot of doors to me. And I don't know why in my head 100 is a lot, because it really shouldn't be for 8 million people or 8 billion people on the planet.
Right. 100 is nothing.
It's nothing, but in my head I was like,
God damn, 100.
It's 100. I'm doing it, And so it's like, yeah. With
the gatekeeping thing, I think that... I think Katt Williams' point is that
bless you.
I think bless you with a bankroll.
I
think
you gotta do it twice.
For that one.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys need the back to back to get the bankroll.
Oh, my bad.
Right?
Give me my bankroll back.
No, it's just whenever. No, anytime we bless you with a bankroll.
But my thing is, I think Katt Williams, his point is that there's a lot harder working comedians than the people that are being let into the industry. Like the people that Kevin Hart let in, that's his point, is half the niggas in the industry aren't even funny. They don't write jokes. They don't have any specials. They don't do anything. They get let in because of who they know, not because of the work or their talent.
I think they get in because people start to trauma bond. I think when it comes to like gatekeeping with like Kevin Hart, granted, this, I won't lie, I didn't think about till after the Katt Williams interview. And it was mainly because of Tiffany Haddish. I am a Tiffany Haddish liker. I think I'm a fan. I think I'm a little bit of a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan of Tiffany Haddish. I enjoy what she does and what she brings to the table. But then I thought about what Katt said, and it feels like, and I will be working with Tiffany Haddish in the future. So, don't want to burn too many bridges, but I agree in the sense of the roles that Tiffany Haddish has done great at excelling in are all roles that it shows black women in such a light that I think they love to push and put out. And just like the movie Girls Trip, that was a great example because there were so many legends on the movie that Tiffany Haddish, like, it made it a lot easier because everybody else had such a big ass name with who they were. But I do like Tiffany Haddish.
See, and I think she's good in movies, but I don't think she's like, I wouldn't say she's a comedian. Her stand-up isn't really funny to me, in my opinion.
I'm like she
had the one special she had on Netflix a couple years ago was like,
She Ready?
Decent.
Yeah, it was decent. It wasn't her like, in the movies.
Like, I prefer listening to Mike Epps, and that nigga recycles jokes.
Yeah.
Like legit. He'll be in the front crowd.
I won't lie, I respect that, though. I respect his recycling.
Yeah, 100%.
The way he recycles.
It's not set up the same, but he'll still say the same punchline.
Yeah, he's still gonna serve you.
He'll also cook the niggas in the crowd for 5 to 10 minutes.
Right.
And just improv roast you too, you know? So it's like, if you have that ability, I don't care if you use 1 or 2 jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they don't hit, especially if you've heard them before, but it's like, I still laugh harder at his specials than I do at Tiffany Haddish's specials.
Yes.
And
I think Tiffany Haddish is funny in interviews.
Yeah, she's funny in interviews. She's funny on
movies,
screen.
yeah.
And that made me just think more, she's more of an actor than she is a comedian.
Yeah.
And so that's like gatekeeping her in to label her as a comedian when really she's just like a really
in
good
the comedy
actor.
in the comedy category.
But do you think she would have been able to get the roles that she would have gotten if she would have been presented as an actor or actress? Because I don't think so.
Didn't she do acting before she did her specials?
No, she's done comedy first.
Okay.
Because she did comedy with where Kevin Hart knew her. They were working together, and at the time she was like living in her car or something, and he gave her money for a hotel. And
so did he blow her back out and then gave her money for a hotel, or
no?
Okay, I just was asking.
No, it's okay. I mean, I didn't ask him.
You might have read something.
Yeah, I didn't read nothing about that though.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
no
read
backs blown there.
No backs blown there.
Kevin Hart's, Katt Williams' comments on Kevin Hart don't change my view on how great I think Kevin Hart is.
I knew they wouldn't.
Because I agree. I feel like he puts people on. Maybe he's not doing it at a fast enough rate. And if Katt's doing it as 46 comedians and 19 years, 100 city tours with less resources, then yes, Kevin Hart's not doing it fast enough.
And that's the thing is that.
But he is doing
that's
it.
Katt Williams' point too, is that when you're with these comedians and you're under their umbrella, now you're under Hart Media. You're not under, like, if you were with Katt Williams, you're not your own business. That's his point, is that you can get shown the way by these people, but in their eyes, you owe them. You have to pay dues.
Underneath them. Is that one group that you like, the All Deaf? Aren't they through Kevin Hart's company?
No, they're through, it's Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons, okay.
Russell Simmons company. All Deaf Media, All Deaf Digital. Yeah, they have All Deaf Comedy. Obviously, All Deaf Comedy Jam.
Okay.
It's a Russell Simmons thing.
You know what I will say? That bothers me just a little bit. I don't like that the only time we complain about these type of things is with each other. Like, for me, I hope Shay get Katt and Kevin in a room. Because to me, our culture is suffering by those two not getting along. Do you realize what they could do if they could come together with something?
I don't think that'll ever be a possibility.
It won't, but that's not the point.
But based off of how Katt Williams was talking, he's like,
you ain't never seen me and him in that room.
Maybe if they can get him in if Gilly can get him in a celebrity joint. Yeah.
Kevin Hart, oh my God.
Do you know how
He
funny
went
that would
dogging
be?
Katt Williams. I love Katt Williams, but bruh, Katt Williams is built like a 12-year-old boy. Too bad rotator cuffs.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
Kevin
if...
Hart's like a buff
And he's
midget.
you're right.
Ooh, I'm
He's
not supposed to say that.
It's
A
all right.
buff
He's
little person.
buff small man.
What if Gilly and Wallow get Katt and Kevin to come on the podcast together, and it brings them together like how he did Case and Cam and Mace?
Only Snoop could do that.
Oh,
You
because
think?
Snoop knows them both?
No, I don't know if Snoop knows them both.
Because Snoop did the Olympic thing with Kevin Hart where they were like the media people.
And
Nah, because
Snoop
Snoop-
used to be in Katt specials too.
Because Snoop was on trial for murder and is now able to cross where we have gang colors in Walmart and everyone's buying it like it's a fad. That's why Snoop can be the
Okay,
one that do it. Snoop
The
has went
biggest
to the
gang
hood.
member in the world.
Snoop has been to the hood and got Bloods and Crips to sit there and walk together down the street. Like,
Okay.
I just feel like if there's anybody that
I think Katt for
Can't do
real
it.
wants physical contact
he wants to
first.
fade. He wants 3 minutes.
But I didn't. I mean, I picked up that he was dissing Kevin Hart, but I didn't pick up that he like just.
Bro, when he said, "There's a reason you don't see me when I go into a building," and he walks out when he's explaining that whole spiel of "You don't see me, I'm a lot bigger in person." Like he's legit saying, "I'll beat the shit out of this nigga, and my aura is too big, and that's why he leaves because he knows what it is."
I took it as the guilt that they have. Guilt makes them leave. Like shame, like okay, Katt did it the right way. I've done some shady things.
Yeah, I didn't.
So I don't want to be in the same room as him because I don't want him to actually bring up a story while we're in the room with multiple people where I have to defend myself. Not that he wanted hands or anything, but just like it's uncomfortable for people to be around him because they know what they did. They know what he didn't do.
Way too
but
nice.
For
You're
25 years,
nice.
yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Hell nah. Katt wants to fake.
I think it started as shit was fucked up, and now it got to the point where niggas have said too much about each other, and now it's just.
Even Kevin Hart talks about Katt though. He just does it in like a more subtle, politically correct way.
Yeah.
But he be having some stuff to say on interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, he'll say like he's not in a good place, and it's coming out of
and that's
like
one thing.
Inferiority
that's one thing,
and stuff like that.
I'm super glad the interview was so long because for him to carry, and I don't even want to say carry himself, but just to show that that's how he is for 2 hours
and drinking,
and after people are like he's a drug addict and he's fucking lost his mind and blah 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 and this and that, you're guilty.
Well, that one special where he was sweating so fucking hard, nigga. I was
in
like,
the green?
No, not in the green. This one, I think it was after the green.
It was okay. I know what you're talking about.
But like where his hair wasn't whipped, yeah, like he just was. I was like, no way. So when he was saying not a single drug ever, and then he's like, I was homeless in Florida, and I interviewed every single one of them.
Yeah,
and
every
I learned
drug
that
addict.
hard drug diddies and crystal meth
ain't never done nothing
for
good.
anybody. So when I'm hearing that, I'm just like, damn, if he can get this off, because I know I have a picture in my head of a time period where I for sure thought he was on something.
Right.
And if, anything to that, dude, does anybody ever recall that time period? And if you, at that time, thought that he had done drugs?
I will say that there are times where he looks like he could be on drugs, but during those same times, I remember that I've been on a stage and I know how hot the heat is. I know what I'm like when I'm partying in a club or when I'm dancing in my living room and having drugs. I sweat like that too. So you ain't never like got lit in your house and
so do you think that would have been, so it could be an alcoholic period of.
He did say he's a whiskey or a cognac connoisseur. Mm-hmm. So, but that is like, that's the difference. 60% of LA is alcoholics. I'm a connoisseur.
So was that a time when it was his drinking was out of control and it looked like drugs to us, but it was more he just
the
had
only time I was
problem.
ever concerned is when the nigga got choked out by the 13-year-old. First of all,
lie.
why you
Me
sucker
too.
punch it?
And that was like a little 18-month stretch where it felt like that comedy show released during that whole time period too. But yeah,
I agree with you.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you go first because mine's gonna probably change.
I was just gonna say that Wanda, what's her name? Wanda Smith.
Smith.
That Wanda Smith interview from 2020, where she's trying to like go hard at him. She's like, "Oh, you've been in jail. You've been to prison. Prison isn't good on you." And he's like, "Oh, I've been 19 felonies, 0 convictions."
Yeah, he's like, jail is different than prison. I'm like, yes, it is.
You said, "Talk to him, brother."
100% different.
100%. But that's crazy because all the trouble we hear, all the shit that he gets into, you would think the nigga would have at least a couple felony convictions. 19 felonies, 0
Not
convictions.
Me.
I did.
wouldn't think that.
He sucker punched a little kid. I'm thinking he's got a felony, my G.
Money buys anything.
Okay.
You know, damn, you could tell by them bricks that the
He
mama
was in the
said,
project,
okay, you know
right.
what? My son probably deserved it. If you just kick a little something over here, pay rent for the next few months, we going to be okay with it.
Oh, God.
Because the son's going to be cool that he fought Katt Williams. Like, what?
Right.
No, I don't think. Oh, no.
I was blown away by the Katt interview, just like that Alaska airline.
Door?
Oh my God. Peace it was on that plane. They said one of the videos that I was watching, and so I don't know if everybody's seen, but probably there was a American or Alaska Airlines flight.
Get it right. Don't
confuse it. A piece of the plane blew out. And the reason why I'm saying piece of the plane and not door is because in the video, they're like, that's the exit door over there. This is something else. And then there's obviously the plane door in the very, very front. And then there's the luggage one sometimes in the very, very back. But there's usually not a door or anything between that.
So they were in air when it happened, right?
60,000 feet.
Were niggas getting sucked out? No homo?
Reports are that a kid's shirt got sucked off of him. And one cell phone got lost, but no passengers got sucked out.
That's so hard to believe.
60,000 feet going 400 plus miles an hour.
I mean, I mean the fact that only one person's shirt got sucked out.
That's and a cell phone. A shirt and a cell phone. Everybody else, we're good. My peanuts stayed in place.
You know what I will say I immediately laughed is because you said my peanuts stayed in place.
No, my peanuts. Oh my God.
I was like, damn, what's happening here?
My penis stayed
on your lap.
Oh my God.
But what I was going to say is, what I think is wild about it is that nobody just so happened to be standing up. Like, I've never seen a plane.
Yeah, niggas weren't going to the bathroom or grabbing their laptop or something.
Or imagine if you was the one person that when the plane took off, you know how someone's always on their phone.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were that person who had you have to think that's your fault. And I think that's hilarious. That's what I think is funny.
Gosh,
Said I didn't put my shit in airplane mode. I didn't put my shit in airplane mode. I almost killed everybody, Mom. Oh my God.
Because you know there was a kid who don't know the difference.
100%. Oh my God, that shit is comedy. That's wild though. Like, if you're on the plane when you land, what measures are you expected from the airlines? Like what lengths? What lengths of compensation?
They're like, your next leg's free. You'd be like, oh, I'm about to stole on your
I won't lie to you. What I would personally do is I would go and I would demand to get a free flight, but then I would get 10 people on the flight's phone number and email information. So all I gotta do is threaten a lawsuit with a bunch of names, and then they're gonna pay you big.
You see her smile after she said, "Hey, yeah."
When the plane did hit the ground and started they were clapping. They were like, people started clapping.
Nigga, I'm swinging on somebody.
So grateful.
I don't know who I'm swinging on, but I'm fighting somebody, nigga. And I gotta know I'm still alive. Fuck you talking about?
For real, actually. All jokes aside, me saying I would do all that, I don't know what I would do for real. But I can't imagine the immediate. Well, would you, or would you really be so grateful that you survived? Because you would think you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Every movie we've ever seen in history, when you were just a hole in a plane, it just falls apart.
Right.
And the dude sitting here and the thing's blown out. So to your point, I'm like, what if he wasn't buckled in?
Dog.
Because it was one of those scenarios where the thing's coming out the sky. Put yours on. Why?
Got the oxygen burning. Right. Put your kids on first, dickhead.
No, you put
yourself on first.
So
F them kids.
Otherwise, you'd be like this, trying to put it on little Johnny. He's like,
CPS.
No, and you're like,
CPS, yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
He said, fuck them kids. We got him.
And I don't know if you guys watched the little video that I sent, but there was no noise being made. Everybody was contemplating that they were going to die. Like I said, there wasn't a clapping until it hit the ground and everybody was good. But the person that's filming the thing like this, you just see everybody like this. There was no commotion. There was no people, oh, this is fucking great. Like, when people about to die, people shut the fuck up.
I won't lie. I have noticed in a lot of real spaces when people are to the point where they think they're about to die or they're truly afraid, all the things that people think they gonna do or say they gonna say, you ain't gonna do nothing but
freeze up on God.
Like everybody else.
On God.
Oh, I thought that was fascinating. That it was just.
That is actually very fascinating.
Yeah.
White knuckling it.
I didn't even notice it. I just watched the video lit.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it either till you just brought that up.
You guys heard about? Huh? What?
Ice cream bar dripped on
I was just watching the video lit. You guys heard about the mall in Miami? What's going on?
Please enlighten me.
My nigga, they said, okay, so I don't think any of the actual videos that are going around of the aliens are real. But the day after, or New Year's Day, I believe it was, a mall in Miami had lit, no bullshit, damn near every cop in the city around it. Like, there's pictures of like 30 and 40 just police cars just lined up around this whole.
Damn, how many black men were inside?
That's what I was gonna say. They said 8 to 10 foot black figures. So
the Concord 11s dropped.
This nigga.
Oh my god,
I hate him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, wow, that's wild. So, quick question: you guys believe in aliens, extraterrestrials?
No.
No.
the level of arrogance you have to be to not believe in them is insane to me. What the
we had this discussion in year one with Johnny B, and his point was, think how much of the world of Earth is water, how much we can't access. You don't think that aliens can come from below?
Forget that. Think about the fact that we're still fighting with each other because the color of our skin. You think we're the smartest here?
Okay, here's another one for me. We were driving. We're going on
the water's effect.
a date night, and I looked up this thing on Facebook, and it was like stargazing. In the summer, you just go up to Lucky Peak, and they let you like look through all these things. And then I'm up there, and I'm just like acting brand new. I'm doing some shit that I had never done. We out here living the life, and fucking.
So I'm acting brand new.
I'm like, oh, they show me Saturn. And they're like,
did you see Uranus?
like you did. And I see this little
dad joke for the kids to know.
I promise. I see this little dot like this, and then I can see like a little Saturn ring or whatever. But they were saying what you're seeing is like 150 years away. Like you're seeing
the future. Saturn
150 years in the past, because that's how long the image takes to get here. And so when they were saying that stuff, I'm just like trying to wrap my head around it. Like, nigga,
This nigga just got fart in his mouth. What the fuck is wrong with you, Reggie?
like I'm trying to do like some mind blown. Just like
that's what your mind blown looks like.
Oh my gosh! I'm just like,
I hate to see that nigga bust a nut. He said
somebody definitely trapped him under the blanket.
What is going on?
His wife farted, put him under the blanket. That's the
100% turtle.
Nah, like,
all right, my bad. Go ahead.
Just that alone, I'm just like, no way. There's something that's like just like come in here. Like it just don't make sense. It just seems so far. Like we can go to the moon.
But you
like,
believe that we made it to the moon?
You know, I don't. I don't. I've had that conversation before where I'm just like, have you seen the footage?
Yeah.
You know, like
there's no wind on the moon, right?
Well, I'm just like, not even that. It's that Androids and iPhones can't send pictures, but we could get a picture from the moon that long ago. Right. That don't even make sense a little bit. And who took the picture?
How long were they up there to take a picture for?
And I've made this statement multiple times around like coworkers or something, like where we'd be out of town and then we go to dinner and then somehow space comes up or Tesla or SpaceX comes up. Right. And I'm always like, yeah, I don't believe the SpaceX launches. Go look up a SpaceX launch, right? Uh-huh. And if you're using the cut screens and stuff, like you're using that as a barometer, because they're always like, and then it returns to the thing. Watch the videos. It's like showing you pictures of a rocket taking off, and the camera that they have is like right on the fucking flames, pretty much like. And then I'm like, well, just put the picture out that way, right? So I can see the shit. And then, but it never does. And then it's like, oh, you're in space. And you're like, okay, like, nigga, turn it around so I can see it. Not seeing it. Then when it comes to it landing back down on that pad, I'm like, just give me one shot
of it landing.
And don't move the camera. I want to see it come. And they'll be having like announcers doing it. This is like SpaceX, like they're putting out the actual, like their video. Right. The announcers are like talking and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm trying to see this. Then all of a sudden you'll come back and it's just sitting there. I'm like, give me an uncut video.
Right. Give me the
Like,
whole
stop
video.
playing with me.
That's
Like,
valid.
like, stop.
That doesn't help me understand why you don't believe in aliens, but I do understand that. I'm honestly, I didn't expect him to believe in aliens, but you don't believe in aliens.
I don't believe in goons and God. I believe in angels. But I don't believe in goons. I don't believe in the evil
He's
spirit
one of them. He's
side.
one of them.
You believe in angels, but you don't believe in aliens.
Like if somebody, I believe in like kind of like a spirits
The
and stuff.
disappointment on your face.
But
is real.
I think of it as
You're
like
so heartbroken.
these are like angels and like stuff like that. But I don't believe like people coming back to terrorize. I always feel like it's somebody's
terrorize. Where did terrorize come
well,
from?
because you know how they're like they'll be like ghosts are like bad or whatever.
Oh,
and
I don't think- okay.
that part. I think it's. I'm saying angel, but I'm saying that
It's like a spirit.
spirits.
All right.
But I think of spirits in a good way, not in like a negative way where they would ever come back to.
You just think
Heard of-
everything positive. Give me a kiss, boy. Right on the forehead. Right here.
I won't lie. I think a thing's
Good
positive,
soul,
but
though.
he is ridiculous because your positivity is a little
On another-
delusional.
right,
I
on
thought.
another level.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was extremely positive.
What makes you think the aliens are real? I haven't seen anything.
What do you mean you haven't seen anything?
You're not looking.
What do you? The one they're like, oh, this is a little Mexican
In
or
the
Mexico
Constitution, in
alien.
the Constitution, it's you cannot communicate with aliens.
I haven't seen that piece. You have to put that in front of my
Okay,
face. I
yeah,
haven't
I'ma
seen
find it. When
But
we
I
find it, I'm
I
putting
know
it on the
that,
clip,
like,
too.
you know, blacks are like 3/4 of a human or whatever. They're like, so I know that's in the Constitution. So there could be some shit in there. I know that there is some things
Oh, I
spelled
got
out.
what he's saying.
3/5 of a
Yeah, he was
a
close. but
slave.
still,
Yeah,
I was
you
just
know,
like,
you know.
I don't know. Yeah, but I didn't know where he was about to go.
He said, you know, if you're 3/5 half breed,
Yeah, based on the half breed stock. You know,
I wasn't about to
wasn't
say
sure.
that that's okay and the alien thing's not probable because it 100% could be.
Yeah, I definitely.
All right, so go ahead, cousin. I was go nigga,
The little Mexican or the little
Little alien.
The little
from
Mexican alien
Mexico
angel,
that
fool.
they were like showing.
Yeah, we got to cut
They were
that part out.
so-
We gonna get canceled before we
He
get
said
going.
the little Mexican angel fool. It's an alien.
No, I feel like alien, the Mexican
he's a terror.
alien, that
The
they
alien
showed,
that was in Mexico.
yes, that they
got
showed.
you.
Why did the footage look like it was off of like Unsolved Mysteries or Current Affairs from 1996? I'm like, somebody get an iPhone 15 real quick and snap this motherfucker. Like, you can't just keep putting this shit in front of me. It's blurry. It's like it's not 93
that's
anymore.
one thing
I'm
I
not
will
seeing
give
it in
him
the dark
credit.
like this,
I don't
like,
believe they're in the same
oh.
dimension as us. I think that they're walking amongst us, but they're not in the same dimension. Well, first off, do you believe that happens? Like there are people in our world that are walking amongst us, but they're not in the same dimension as us. Like to me, Kanye is at least 30 years ahead of us. He's not living where we're living. We don't experience the same world.
But we can see them. You're saying they walk alongside us where we can see them, or there's just like
Yeah, but we're just
She
not
just said
getting the
Kanye
same.
West, nigga. We see him.
Yeah.
Well, remember that time I had talked to you about how I thought the world existed, and it was like unlimited life and stuff, where they would give the secret to somebody, and then they're essentially living 30 years ahead of anybody else. So they're alongside of you, but you're not.
I know, and I won't lie. My problem is I feel like I'm supposed to care about. This is me being serious, by the way. There are certain things that you say that I agree with that a part of me feels like if I do agree with them, that it won't help you, like that it might
Well, I'm saying
pull you to the other side.
No. But I'm
Okay.
saying like if you,
'Cause I
like how
agree
you're
with that.
saying like if Kanye is like, if you
Advanced.
believe that he's advanced, then that you
he's
think
futuristic, not advanced.
futuristic,
Yeah.
to where he's walking alongside of you, but he's in a whole different world.
Yes,
What's the separation between those worlds?
vibrations.
Vibration, information. What it like?
No. Literally, I just think there's like it's just like have you ever walked in a space with somebody and felt like either you were the only one in the room, somebody else was the only one in the room, or you didn't exist? Have you ever, like, even if it's a girl, you see her cross
Have
the
you
room and you're
ever-
like,
right.
everybody else disappear.
Right. Have you ever somebody walk in the room and you feel their presence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And to me, that is somebody that's from a different, like, time period.
That's from a different time period, but wouldn't that make you from a different time period if you can feel them?
No, because just like you said, where it's like somebody got the whispers and they were supposed to be the gems that gave it to them. I truly believe that. Not in that way, but I believe that concept.
I think we need to motherfucking write this shit down for another conversation because you niggas' minds are about to go crazy. I see both of you just...
Yeah, my eyes done crossed a few times.
Put us on that meme that has all the calculations and shit.
Everything popping up. He said, so it's just vibration. So, like, if you can feel it, can everybody feel it or just you? And we could save that for another day.
I
think that'd be a good conversation.
Yeah, and I believe in aliens. So
okay, do you think they had actual sightings in Miami? I think Chame had mentioned it. I don't want to steal.
I don't. No, go ahead.
But you were saying about the Shannon Sharp saying there has to be in the mall video footage of it, and the fact that there's nothing that's hard. If they have it on the plane going. The door popping open, somebody's catching this 8'9".
Right. All those motherfuckers running out of the mall. Nobody got footage.
Yeah.
All the security around the mall.
Killed and everybody has footage.
Right.
If you're in the mall, there's somebody there that don't give a fuck about their life. That's like not gonna run. They're just gonna be like,
"What's everybody running from?"
Yeah, like I'm waiting to.
Nigga, I'm about to go viral now. What's this shit?
Yeah, I agree. We see too many people in society now that do that to 100%. Not believe it. But I also think the aliens like home base is Nevada and Idaho.
You think that's their home base?
Yep. We could talk about that another time too, though.
It's been another real episode.
Yeah.
Episode motherfucking 54.
Year 2's going
Year
crazy.
2. You know what I'm saying? We out here living it up, Mike. This is some good ass conversations.
Yeah.
So real quick before we wrap up, agree with Katt Williams? Yes or no?
Yes.
What you mean agree with him in the sense of he talks about a lot of
everything?
I mean, not everything,
but like for the most part of the.
I have no reason not to believe him. I believe him now more than ever.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
I guess that. Do you believe him or not? Do you agree with him? That's what I.
Yes, I believe him.
I agree. Agree. I think we across the board believe him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But episode 54. I'm your host, Chame. Episode motherfucking 54, year 2. We going up. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe.
And tell us what y'all think about Katt. We want to know.
Drop in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my co-host.
J. White, the Fi Guy.
Got anything nice to say to these people?
Well, when that door busted off a Boeing plane, the stock went down 10% yesterday. Like, it went down 10%. So,
100%.
this is obviously not financial advice.
So, what does this mean?
Well,
should we buy in?
I'm not saying that, but it's Boeing on discount at 10%.
So would you buy in?
I'm considering it, but again, like there's going to be litigation coming, so I'm going to let
that
the knife
work
fall
out
further until the kind of because it could even go further. You know?
Damn, I got a little bit of Boeing stock,
so. That's okay. Hold it for the long term. It'll be fine.
You don't lose until you don't lose until you sell.
Just hold it. But this could, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, it got too high of a price and you want it to pull back. It pulled back.
That was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
No slick saying? You ain't got nothing to say? You got no butter on your tongue today?
Same. Yeah, like freaking make sure you spend more than you make and invest the rest.
Invest the rest. Kelly Kel. You got anything to say?
Honestly, I'm telling you, boy. I'm over here just picking up the gems that y'all be dropping, if I'm being honest. Do I got something else? Nope. Nope. Kelly Kel, here I am. I'll have something else next time, though.
All right. Well, we appreciate you again. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. And like I said, comment. We want to know what you want us to talk about. We want to hear get some ideas. You know, it's hard to come up with these topics every week. You know, so
yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week. We love you and we out.